comic book has Japan on the edge. It predicts disaster, a mega earthquake, and the date, the 5th of July. This might sound like a plot for a disaster movie, but people are taking it seriously. Let me tell you what's happening. Now, Ryo Tsutsiki, also known as New Baba Vanga of Japan, has predicted a disaster will strike the country on the 5th of July. The prediction appears in her 2021 manga, The Future I Saw. It was first published in 1999. And this is not your usual manga creator. She claims her comics are based on dreams, dreams that show her the future. And her track record? In 1999, she warned of a major disaster in March of 2011. 12 years later, it happened. The devastating Tohoku earthquake, a magnitude 9 quake, triggered a tsunami and killed 18,000 people. It also led to the Fukushima nuclear meltdown. This made Tsutsiki famous not only in Japan, but in other parts of Asia like Thailand and China. Now, fans also believe that she had predicted the death of Princess Diana. Freddie Mercury is passing. The COVID-19 pandemic. She even says that a deadlier form of COVID will hit the world in 2030. And now her latest prophecy is making headlines. Tsutsiki says a big disaster will hit Japan on the 5th of July. She claims a crack will open beneath the sea between Japan and the Philippines. A tsunami will follow, waves 3 times bigger than those in 2011. The prediction has spread like wildfire. It has gone viral on social media, amplifying the panic. The fear of being in Japan on the date has led to many cancelling their trips. Now, according to Bloomberg intelligence data, flight and hotel bookings from Hong Kong for early July have fallen by nearly 50%. She said, "I view it very positively." But she also urged people not to be overswayed by her dreams and act according to expert opinion. Japanese authorities have addressed the issue. Miyagi Governor Yoshihiro has called it a rumor. He said that there is no reason to worry as the Japanese people are not fleeing abroad. Seismologists have long warned that accurate prediction of when an earthquake might strike is not possible. The science just isn't there yet. Over the past 2 weeks, more than 900 small quakes have rattled Japan's southern islands.
So let me chime in. And I want to say that there's something that these people are missing, a big piece that they're missing here. This is not about the science of seismology. And so I think that's something, I don't understand how they're missing that. This is not about the science of seismology. When they asked Suzuki what she thought, she said, allegedly, she said, "I view it as a positive, that people are taking heed." I've heard, which is weird though, I'm hearing mixed signals. I've heard in this report they reported that she said she viewed it as a positive. In another report, they said they interviewed her and she said, "Just take the things I say with a grain of salt, but don't it's just take it with a grain of salt. It's not a big deal." She kind of downplayed it. So I'm not sure what is misinformation or not. But what I want to say is that what's being said by so-called officials doesn't make sense, because they're making statements like, "Well, don't listen to rumors," and "We don't have the scientific ability to predict earthquakes." Well, sir, this is not about the scientific ability to predict earthquakes. This is about scientifically proving, or scientific proof that human psychic ability exists. Listen to what the man said, the statement the official from Japan said. "We don't have the ability, in seismology to predict earthquakes." When nobody asks, this is not about Suzuki is talking about a precognitive dream. Well, that's psychology and human psychic ability. That has nothing to do with the science of seismology. These are two different sciences. Now, and so then one official said, "Well, we're not going to comment. These are just rumors. This is nothing that This is not about rumors, sir. What do you? I don't understand. Like these are some weird statements coming out, right?" And then another thing she said was that you should listen to official information as well. Now she's being very pragmatic. What she said was very interesting. She said, "I view people changing their travel plans as a positive, and you should listen to what the official data coming out. What is the official data coming out? Well, actually, the official data that's coming out from seismology is all of a sudden in the past 2 weeks, there's been 900 earthquakes in 2 weeks, miniature earthquakes, and there's been two 5.5s in the last 2 days. Now, that's just science, seismological science, which she told you to listen to. Now, but this is not about the science. We have to understand something. This is not about the science of seismology. This is about understanding whether humans are psychic or not. And if they are, we're sitting at the precipice of the biggest, probably the biggest revelation about human, the human experience and what you are as a human that has ever been talked about, revealed on the planet, right? Next to are there aliens, right? You say alien disclosure. Who gives a fuck? Compared to human psychic disclosure and finding out that large swaths of the population are highly psychic and that this can be developed. That would be, to me, would be more important than finding out about aliens. You see? And so we're talking about, because then we're talking about the science of human psychic ability. Call it parapsychology, call it telekinesis, call it clairvoyance, call it whatever you want. But call it a reality. If she nails it, and on July 5th, the day after the Independence Day in America, we have the biggest earthquake in recorded history, hits the Pacific Ocean, it will not only wipe out large swaths of Japan, which I predict is going to happen eventually. I don't know if it's this one, but I do believe Japan's going to be wiped out. And it might be this one. And it's not going to just affect Japan. If she's right and it happens, you're going to get remember what happened in Fukushima. It damn near wiped out a nuclear plant. Well, this time, if the waves are 3 times as big as last time, it would wipe out that nuclear plant. So now you got the biggest nuclear accident since Chernobyl. You got a nuclear plant underwater and leaking into the ocean. Okay? Probably the biggest nuclear accident since Chernobyl will occur. Poisoning large swaths of that whole entire area of Japan, if not all of Japan. I don't know how bad that fallout is going to be when that plant gets wiped out. Right? So that's one thing to take into consideration. Not to mention, if you look at the damage that was done to that area, you're talking about 3 times the damage. So Fukushima would get wiped. It would be underwater. And then a large part of that area, Japan, that coastal area, would be underwater for a very long time. Not to mention the Philippines would get not wiped, but get crushed by the tsunami. You talking about the Philippines, Japan. Um, I got to pull up a map, but anything in that area, and you might even have problems in California. You see, you might have issues in California as well. So that's something to think about. Because if you talk, I mean, you look at what happened in Fukushima, but definitely anywhere in that area, Philippines, Japan, I forgot what, I can't think of what else is in that area. North Korea, I think, is in that area. I mean, I'm sorry, yeah, North Korea, South Korea, all of those places would be affected by something like this. I mean, if you had 18,000 people killed last time, you're probably looking at close to 100,000 this time, maybe more. A tsunami wave 3 times as big as the last event that killed almost 20,000 people and caused Fukushima. Well, you're looking at, Fukushima getting wiped, causing a event, worse than Chernobyl, and probably maybe 100,000 people at least getting killed, maybe more. I mean, this could be, devastating. It will probably devastate Japan's economy. I mean, who knows? And then we don't know what effect it's going to have beyond that. You see, beyond that area, they're just talking about that area. What happens when a wave that big? I don't know. I'm not an expert in tsunami waves, but let's fuck Asia. Not fuck Asia, but forget about Asia. What about something like that? The effects it's going to have on Hawaii, right? People living in Hawaii, people living in California. That's a big wave. That's a big tsunami, and it could have it could have far outreaching effects, I believe, in other areas. Even though the epicenter may be um, right around Japan, Philippines, etc. So what they're missing is the fact that this is not about the ability, the scientific ability to predict seismological events like um, the earthquake that caused Fukushima and what this woman is talking about. This is about the 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 reality of human psychic ability. Now, we don't got long to wait. This is July 5th, right? But I think we're seeing a lot of events that would lead me to believe she's right. She was spot on before. I've never seen anybody predict. When she said July 11th, I think last time or whatever it was the 11th or whatever, and she was 100% right. I've never seen anybody with the ability to do those kind of things. So she was spot on. So um, if she's spot on this time, that'll be just fucking incredible. I mean, it's gonna be a tragedy, but it is what it is. But that's the point of human psychic ability. It's a early warning system that is supposed to help try to save your life. That's the point of it. It's not just a phenomenon. We like, oh wow. It's not a parlor trick. It's not a circus trick. It's something that we develop. Each human develops, not to make money, for Farsight or for, future forecasting group, you know, whatever. In these different groups, you see, you know, monetizing human psychic ability. That's not why God, you know, implanted that in human beings. Now that's something you can do as a business. I'm not knocking that, but that's not the point of it. It's not a parlor trick. It's not just a profit. You really need to develop it just on a personal level because it may help you. Like don't get eaten by a tiger or don't fly to Japan and get drowned in a tsunami or whatever, right? or killed in an earthquake. That's the point of it. So anyway, guys, that's all I got. So yeah, if you like the content, feel free to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.